All right, episode 12, A Baker's Dozen.
Jason, God damn it, I still don't think you're grasping the concept of what a baker's dozen. If it was just a dozen, you wouldn't feel the need to refer to it as a baker's dozen. It would just be a dozen.
Okay. We made it to a dozen.
And it looks like Lucas from Mother 3 is over there.
Excuse me, officer.
Can you tell me how to get to Tazmily Village?
Shouldn't you be off directing traffic or something?
You have seen the Parisian.
Yeah.
We've had this conversation before. Go away.
I'll see you around.
So,
Steal that little boy's lollipop.
And
I
that
had
girl's
no desire to
balloon.
talk to the
And
cop.
my axe!
Hold on. Why even give us the option? Go click on that clown's dick.
oh God! Look what I have to do to it.
Well, he's already juggling balls.
Hey, you with the balls.
Whoa! What the fuck?
Oh my gosh, that almost looks like Comic Zone guy. Like, same hair. Have you noticed?
No, I think that's a Mudkip. See, it's got blue, lighter blue, and then it's got the orange markings.
Wow. Good call.
How did you learn to be a juggler?
Juggler? What is this juggler?
It's you. You juggle, that makes you a juggler.
No, I am a jongleur.
A juggler?
Jungler? What's that?
Mon Dieu. A jongleur.
Jungle,
is
jungle.
an artist, a master
That's the
of
evolved
code
version of a
analytic,
juggler.
Aeroballetic mysteries. In centuries past, the courts of the crowned heads of Europe had the jongleurs, witty, erudite men to whom the monarchs turned in their hours of need.
Wait a minute, wait. Let me get this straight. Our enemies are at the borders, plague ravages the land, and the peasants are revolting. Thank God we've got Chuckles the Jongler to throw his balls around. I don't think so.
I'm just saying, if you start throwing your balls around, you're only gonna help spread the plague, if you know what I mean. This guy's nowhere near as cool as Junk, the juggling punk. But I will say, he's better than Pugler, the punk rock juggler.
That juggling doesn't look so difficult.
Oh, it does not, does it not? Perhaps you feel you could do better, no?
I'll give it a try.
Be my guest.
What
Be
is...
my guest, be my... Oh, sorry. I thought we were
I had
supposed
no
to sing.
idea what I was doing. But this guy was obviously an idiot, so how difficult
Juggling
could it
punk.
be?
Is this what CM Punk does on the weekends at birthday parties?
A lot more difficult than I thought. That's how difficult.
He's not doing much else these days.
Wah, 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 wah.
Except
Still,
for like
it
40
was my
shows
big
on the
chance to be
internet.
derided by complete strangers.
Not so easy.
It's been happening to you the
after all,
whole
is it?
game, George.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, let's hope he never hears our commentary track. He'll kill himself.
Or he'll kill you.
I had no desire to talk.
I know I said it, but I'll just tell him you said it.
Let's give him the nose.
Hi again.
Oui? What is it this time?
Look, a red nose.
Ah, you are a clown.
A clown?
Yes,
No,
you know, a
if
clown,
would be
a failure, a loser, a
For a
fraud,
moment,
someone
I
whose
feel
entire
creeping around
existence
in the
amounts to little
spotlight.
more than a joke.
But fell down the pothole of abstraction before I could focus on it.
I watched way too many film noir movies as a kid.
What do you know about the Knights Templar?
However, film noir clown would be fucking awesome, wouldn't
the
it?
last Grandmaster, Jacques Dumoulin, was burned.
It's interesting that the crowd totally doesn't care that he's standing in front of them, obscuring
Wow.
him.
You're pretty
Not
letting the
educated
talent.
for a juggler.
Yeah.
No, monsieur. I read it on that board over there.
Does this plaster interest you?
Well,
Forget it. Forget that I asked.
I think this clown takes the term getting plastered
Does this
a little
grease paint
too
mean anything to you?
literally.
a red nose, and now grease paint. You are sure you are not a clown?
Well, I was distracted by the idea again.
That's it.
Paper,
You people have
paper,
stood in my
paper.
way long enough. I'm going to clown college.
Nope. Gone again. It didn't seem right to fry somebody's palm when they make their living with their hands.
How strong
I've
is
got
that fucking hand buzzer?
And my Uncle Claude has hemorrhoids. So what?
I
Feast
found
your
this
eyes
magical
on
ruby.
this.
Who gives a
Incroyable.
shit?
Is it real?
I think so.
Some people believe that great gems always have curses upon them.
Oh, that's garbage. Although, now that I think about it, both of the people who had this before me disappeared in mysterious circumstances.
And the guy who has it now is doomed to be in several
The guy who
sequels
was
to this
supposed to
mediocre
get
game.
this was shot and then murdered in his hospital bed.
He was shot and then murdered.
Do you want it?
No, thank you.
Okay, that was pretty
What do you
clever.
think of this?
It is a medical device, oui?
Wow, this is a
Does
great
this lab
freaking
pass mean anything to you?
clown act.
You work in a lab.
Let's look at medical
try
devices
again.
and
You steal lab passes.
No. Well, not as a habit. This was a special case.
yes, as a habit. You pick up anything that's not boarded down. You're a fucking point and click adventure pro tag.
I like how these guys right here,
Never blink.
they're watching this act. They probably think it's like some kind of highbrow thing. Like, he came out and he juggled. It was amazing. And then they just looked at medical equipment and had a conversation about, the Crusades. European, it's highbrow
Does
stuff.
this matchbook mean anything to you?
What does it represent
You
to
smoke.
us?
No, I don't.
In that case, it means nothing to me.
Well, if you did, was he gonna sell you cigarettes? What the
Have you seen this man before?
No,
This gadget is a sewer key.
I do not want it. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, I'm not selling
Well, for
it. I
Brimley,
just
do you want
wanted
the
your
sewer
opinion.
key?
It is hardly my area of expertise.
I thought he needed something to test his
Catch you
blood
later.
sugar, not
Au
blood
revoir,
pressure.
monsieur.
Hello again.
Hello again, monsieur.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
Ah, you are...
Do I look like a...
No, no. And
What do you mean?
whoever heard of a plainclothes clown?
He had a point. So you're saying that if I juggle badly with a red nose, I'd be the king of comedy. But if
No,
I
you need to
juggle
own a
badly
double-breasted
without
suit and
You
host
look
Family
like a
Feud to be
pathetic
considered a king of
loon.
comedy.
Oui, monsieur. You have it.
it, I'll see you around.
This seems like it's like a biopic of George Stobart, and that's the aha moment of the story. Like, he's like, I just don't get it. Why am I always failing? Well, what if you tried it with a red nose? And then it just cuts to how wonderful would life be? He kissed her and he kissed me. As we see him like going to nightclubs and very Scorsese. It's shot in black and white and spinning papers and flash bulbs. Then we do a slow fade, and he's coked out in his hotel room. He's like, God damn it, the money, the pressure of being the world's most successful clown, it's getting to me!
It was not Coke. It was plaster of Paris.
Oh, God! Ray Liotta is dead! He OD'd on plaster of Paris!
I could totally see George Stobart at the height of his fame, right? Coming out where the red carpet is, and he gets out of his car, and another car comes by and hits him because he doesn't get out of the way fast enough, and everyone thinks it's part of the act, and he just bleeds out in his clown nose.
again.
That's how it ends. No, that's the all is lost moment of the film.
Yeah.
What is it this time?
I'd like to have another try at juggling, please.
You have gone on a crash course, perhaps.
No, I just had an insight into presentation.
Huh?
Allow me to demonstrate. The balls, please.
If you insist.
Okay, I think it's time to cue up that You're the Best Around song from Karate Kid.
Okay, now for my secret weapon.
Just pulls out a gun and shoots everybody. Well,
Where'd it go?
what? Yeah, what?
My teleporting clown nose.
That's the secret right there.
Why
The
would anyone
juggler
cheer
was
for that?
Speechless with rage. You
Yes.
could have mistaken him for a mime.
And the
without
cloud
a
inaudibly
word, he collected his
applause.
balls
Yeah.
And that guy shakes his fist or like flexes his muscles or something.
The crowd could be mistaken for
and
mimes.
leapt in a fury. Hey! You forgot one of your balls! Hey! But he didn't hear. Better still.
You
the
emasculated
crowd was
him
entertainment.
on a
The
very
genre
literal
decided
level.
Maybe he ought to do some policing for a change.
Wait, how did that get rid of the cop?
Because,
He was here before the juggler was here.
why, that guy inspired me with his juggling to be a better cop.
No, we inspired him with our juggling to be a juggalo, and now he's down with the clown. He's going to get some grease paint of his own.
I'm
Maybe-
going to the Dark Carnival.
Maybe
No,
he-
Andy, it's Dark Carnival!
I think that he knew he was waiting for the clown. Like, he comes to watch the show every day. And now he's mad because the show got cut short. Now he's going to do a disappearing act. Bye, folks!
You can just get away with any crime in this game if you just wear a red nose.
Turns out that's why the cops aren't looking for the costume killer.
We assumed it was part of his act.
It was, how you say, very highbrow. He just comes in, he does some jongling, he kills a politician or two, and we all applaud and throw fish at him. I don't know, it's tradition.
The wall had flaked, and anything once written on it had long since gone.
Jason, hold my hand.
I think on that wall it says, for a good
The
time,
inscription was
call
hard to read, but I made out
555.
Templier, and something about innocence.
Jason, hold my hand. I'm having some bad flashbacks. Is this the water temple? Even if it is, tell me it's not the water
My
temple from
medieval
Ocarina of Time.
French
It's
isn't
not the
much,
water temple.
Oh,
but
thank
the
God.
few words I understood
Yet.
No!
seemed to say, this is where the gallows used to stand. Maybe. I pushed against the door, but it seemed to be locked.
That's Skeletor's office.
Man, I don't get it. I'm clicking the official hint keeper, but he's not telling us what to do.
The hook lay in a...
Well, you probably... Well, if you let out the chain, you could
The wall had
maybe
flaked,
use it?
and anything once written. The wall
Like the
seemed
hook
enveloped.
shot.
The inscription was
In
undeciphered.
the water temple.
I wondered
No!
why. There were 3 arches, each with an inscription.
Oh, try picking up the chain.
The
Maybe?
hook lay in... If I wanted to get deeper into these catacombs...
I was gonna have to
if
equip the
near
iron
edge
boots.
hadn't crumbled away, I could have jumped it easily.
I hope that he
The
equips
wall
the
had
iron
flaked,
boots, but not the water
and anything
tunic.
once written on it had long since gone.
That'd be a great way to get rid of this character.
Try inspecting the walls,
There were 3 arches.
try inspecting the other ones more. Because it's saying different
The
stuff each
inscription
time.
was hard to read, but I made out Templier. My medieval French isn't much, but the few words I understood seemed to say, this is where the gallows used to stand.
Maybe. Okay.
Use that indestructible gem to break down the wall.
We've
It was
used this for
time
every other
some
puzzle.
Brutal destruction.
Quickly, use the shotgun shell to break down the wall.
Hey, that's hollow. I'd poked a hole in
We
There's
don't
a
want
hole-
you going hollow down
If any
here.
archaeologists came by, they'd lynch me for this.
You got any more
There
Estus
was some
flasks?
sort of mechanism hidden inside
Funny,
the
now
wall,
I'm just imagining
with a lever in
Vamos,
the
the
middle.
blacksmith, coming down
There
here
goes.
and busting a hole in the wall and walking away.
The secret
I
door
could totally
had
see us
jammed.
getting cursed
Couldn't
by
get through that
giant
gap.
poison rats.
Shut up, I'm having flashbacks about those now.
Hey, as long as it's that, not the water temple, I'm fine.
You know, if you get cursed and die, when you come back, you're gonna have half as much health, which will make this game even harder.
And we don't have any health to begin with, so...
Oh. Okay, we're gonna go find Gollum.
No, Chris, this is the
In
Batcave.
the beginning was the end. An end wrought by our enemies began our darkness. In the end will be a beginning. An end to our enemies heralds our
Dragon, 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 dragon. Oh, Chucky, Chucky, Chucky!
The Cold War has left
I like
them with
his
no
tie.
clear goal and as obvious
I like that guy's
targets as
maroon
much as
skin.
we had
I wish we were in
successfully
Flux
provided
right now.
betrayal in the upper
Or,
echelon.
any other game.
Because then I could play this this play any 2 card, and then this discard all card, and I found the moon and the cookie.
Now. Good. Mademoiselle?
Our goal is to find the gem and the tripod. Not anymore. Now love is all you need. Damn it!
Is growing. The corporations are becoming too large and complex for their own executives to control them. A blind belief in market forces is accelerating this trend the world over. The pattern is emerging. Our time is now.
The global population's belief in those that govern it has never been lower. We have inculcated a sense
Is this guy attempting to merge all accents into one?
And planning in all the major governments. They are acting on hasty decisions that
He
cannot
starts off,
be completed or
he starts off as
reversed
French, then
without
drifts into
appearance
German, and then
of
ends on a strong Australian.
The pattern is emerging. Our time.
That's the
is
pattern that's
now.
emerging, Chris.
Excellent. The time
What is this circle? Are they going to be beamed up to the Enterprise? Are they going through a Stargate? What's going on here?
No, I think they're in that cave in Prometheus.
And our machinations.
But that cave was a spaceship.
Professor, where is the broken sword?
Finally!
As we discussed last time, with the loss of the manuscript, our search is as a corollary hindered.
And as discussed last time, you have been furnished with a dramatically increased budget. What have you been doing with our money, Professor?
Staying at this really nice
We are
hotel.
working on the principle that the Templars, that is to say, our predecessors,
Hold on. These are the Templars?
must
Who would just
possess a
plainly
skill
state
when
that?
they are
Like, what
trying
kind
to disclose the sort of Baphomets?
The Templars, which is to say, us.
He's the newest guy in the club. They haven't even gotten around to hazing him yet.
I trust these historians and archaeologists are more trustworthy than your friend Pegram.
Pegram was loyal. He tried to protect the Lockmarn gem when the Hashashin came near.
And failed. And don't call that Syrian maniac the Hashashin. He's an assassin. Plain and simple.
So basically what you're trying to stress is that Khan kills people for money, but not while smoking a J. Because I think you're just arguing semantics at this point.
We have a sacred duty. A trust. When Philippe attempted to destroy the Order, we lost the sword and our power with
That one guy looks like Santa Claus from the back, the
we
big red
have
suit,
the
white
opportunity
hair.
to reforge.
Ho, ho, ho.
Time is short.
This guy looks like
We
Michael
need
Ironside.
Results, not petty
Just think if you still had the red nose, you could infiltrate as Rudolph. You would never know.
Professor Baphomet.
Yes, of course. My apologies. We will find Baphomet and the sword, manuscript or no. We have already found another.
I don't think they're a high enough level to summon Baphomet. Maybe Shiva.
What is it?
Well, we're not exactly sure at present. Ha! But I have my best people working on it. You would do well not to criticize others, Eklund. At least I have not murdered one of our own.
Of course. That guy was the bogus doctor in the hospital.
Marquet was a liability. Eklund dealt with him on my orders.
I beg your pardon, Grandmaster. I did not mean to.
Have you any good news for us, Professor?
We already know 3 of the elements. We know that Klausner had obtained the lens before he vanished.
Where was he?
In a fishbowl.
We know that he
Smith
arrived.
residence, right?
After that, nothing.
The assassin.
I fear so. It's a shame. Klausner was a good operative.
And an even better
This
fish.
will be our last meeting in person until we locate the sword of Baphomet. I hope that I don't need to emphasize the importance of finding it.
Because I'm getting very sick of catering these pizza
Our endeavors
parties.
come to nothing. With the sword
I'm tired of
restored,
stating over and over again why it's
we will have
important.
the
But for
power to
anyone
sweep
new,
the stage of all opposition, the next time that we meet, it will be to become the princess of this
princess.
world.
Come on.
why not kings, you idiot? Oh, yeah, we might be kings at some point, you know, if the current king dies. Like,
I know they want to be the princess of the world. At least that's what it sounded like to me. I think he meant to say princess.
no, I think they meant to say princes of the universe.
Here we are!
I feel like Patches is gonna come by and knock us down a pit.
I am immortal. Inside me beats the blood of kings.
I'm just gonna say, I know they want to be the princes of the world and whatnot, but they're not doing so hot right now. They couldn't even afford
There was a
multiple
large
boats.
circle marked out on the floor with a stump in the middle. Around the circle, I could see words inlaid into the stone. On the circle's circumference were the Templar seal and 2 Latin phrases, Non omnes moriar,
Fuck the
and
police.
Clarior e tenebris. I shall not
911's a
die
joke.
completely, the brighter from the darkness.
Okay, well, there's 3 little dots, so I think that's pretty fucking obvious what we do.
The tripod's feet fitted neatly into the notches on the top of the stump.
And then the red ball goes on top. Or maybe the clown nose?
To summon Clownulon! No, silly Billy, it's a gem.
The light, falling from above, struck the gem and scattered in 5 neat rays.
Belog's
And each ray picked
staff
out a
is
letter.
too long.
Starting from the left,
They're
I could
digging
read
in the wrong place.
M-A-R-I-B. Marib. Now
Does the
all I
gem
had to
only
do
go
was
in
figure out
one
what the
way?
heck that meant.
Isn't it more, like,
Nico, I've seen
coincidence that it hits those
them. The
letters?
Templars. I spied on their meeting in the catacombs.
And you saw the Knights Templar?
I saw a bunch of guys masquerading as Templars. They're after
And
something
Santa!
called the Sword of Baphomet. The bogus doctor was there, the guy who killed Marquet. The
I wish it was the
manuscript
Sword of
is the key,
Damocles.
just as we thought. It shows the way to the Broken Sword, whatever that is.
And
enough
how
for the
does
name
the
dropping.
assassin fit into all this?
He's out to stop them.
I'm just sick of all these Star
Neo-Templars.
Wars.
They're men
I
and
can't
women
wait
in
to get
influential
out of
positions.
Africa.
Don't you see? Plantar was one of them. The assassin killed him for the manuscript, to stop them finding the sword.
But now we have got the manuscript.
Yes.
Your eyes look
how
so
do they have to
unnatural when
find
you
the
do
sword?
that.
I don't know. They said something about a lens.
She gave you a look like, "Excuse me?"
Andy, come on.
They didn't seem to realize the significance of the very site of their meeting. You see, after they'd gone, I discovered a stone pedestal and a carved inscription. I set up the gem on the tripod, directly below
We were there,
a beam of
George.
light. The gem split the beam.
But she wasn't.
Oh my god, he has to give
letters
spout exposition to every other NPC in this game?
M-A-R-I-B.
Marib is a village in Syria. You're not
Maybe that's why
thinking
Link
of
is
going
fucking
there
mute,
yourself, are
you know?
Why not?
This guy's
See,
a
every time he
crazy and
found
dangerous.
something new, he'd
That
run back to
reminds me,
Princess
you should
Zelda.
leave the
Oh,
gem
okay,
here.
so it was amazing, right?
What about the
I
tripod?
equipped the
And
iron
send it back
boots,
to
and that
my
let me
place.
sink down in
I'm
Jabu
gonna-
Jabu's palace and hit the switch that let me get out of Jabu Jabu's belly. It's phenomenal. Then I found the boss key, and I fought this, I guess you'd say, intestine beast. It was crazy. Okay, Link, that's amazing. Could you just... I'm gonna give you a quest. Go somewhere, anywhere but here. Just get out, please.
That's a lot like what Nico's quests are in this game. Get out.
Okay, George, Templars, that's amazing, good, whatever.
No. Do you think I should go to Marib?
Syria is a long way, George.
So yes.
Syria's a long way, but you know, you can travel whenever you want by just clicking on a map, so.
How fucking rich is George? I mean, I know he's not even a lawyer yet. So where's he
Nope.
getting all this capital?
I don't know. He just stole a gem and all this kind of shit. Maybe he just steals stuff from museums.
No, last time he tried that, he knocked himself out.
Okay, so we're going to Syria now. So we're headed to Syria now. We're gonna try and not make a lot of jokes that will offend people. Hey, do you think maybe the reason why John McCain was so adamant about getting into Syria was he's part of the Knights Templar?
Didn't even go to a plane. Just teleported.
Did that say a few hours later?
Yeah.
Hours.
Yes.
Well, I guess any amount of time could be described as a few hours later. A few hours later, like hundreds.
If it's less than an hour, sure.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
You can't really say something that's less than an hour is a few hours, but anything over it, yeah, sure.
I mean, maybe the guy narrating this game is like some undying time god who's been alive since the Big Bang. So like
I am Utao the Watcher, and this is a boring story about some dickweed and his kind of girlfriend, but she doesn't really like him that way. And
look, if I have to watch it, so do you, Reed Richards.
Do you think...
But you watch everything! Why do I have to watch everything?
Maybe they're just trying to speed things up because no one wants to do a puzzle about how to get through the security checkpoint and put all your stuff onto the
with
conveyor
a large
belt.
tripod and a gem.
Yes.
And a bunch of plaster that looks mysterious like something else.
Parlez-vous anglais?
Yes, si, and indeed oui, and rather better than you by the sound of it. My name is Nijo. Welcome to my grand emporium of quality merchandise.
This guy sounds more like a mix of French and Scottish than he does Syrian.
So, this is your stand?
Oh, yes, sir. Though stand does not begin to do it justice. The finest in this bustling metropolis.
This is a bustling metropolis?
Well, not per se, no.
I mean, no.
Andy, I think your worldview is kind of limited. Don't you know that people in Syria talk with a thick Scottish brogue?
Does the word Templar mean anything to you?
That would explain his kilt.
Templar. Templar! Why, yes, of course.
It does?
Yes.
I've read the history book, you idiot.
Splendid series of books by Mr. Leslie Chatteris, featuring the roguish Mr. Simon Templar.
Great. That's a real help, Nijo. Anything else?
You look so mad at this child.
Program featuring Mr. Roger Moore of the.
They just gave this guy as many R's to roll as they could muster, didn't they?
With a halo.
Okay, that's...
How much are those books there on the shelf?
Let's ask him if he knows anything about Ironside or other old TV
I
shows.
think I might have a couple of Irish punt.
Then they're too expensive for you, sir.
You speak very good English.
Thank you, sir. I learned from tapes that my uncle procured.
Oh, a language course.
No, sir. Jeeves and Wooster.
Hey, don't bring up your good shows in this bad game.
Aunt Agatha. What ho?
I assumed he was going to talk about Muzzy. Okay, Chris is broken. Jason, you take over.
I love that we were making fun of him for being Dr. House, and not an episode later we get a Jeeves and Wooster reference. What's next is going to be, I also really enjoy Blackadder III.
So all Templar
and Stuart Little.
I only watched it for the stick man with the halo. Bing! He was better animated.
So I'm correct in saying...
He also only watches
Templar
the end
doesn't
credit
mean much
sequence
to
to Pink Panther movies.
There was the Order of Knights who were wiped out in an Inquisition in 1312.
Why, Ayada?
That's them. What else do you know?
Just how much information do you think there is on a Trivial Pursuit card?
A what?
From the medieval edition. We had it on the stand a couple of years ago. Ask me what a feuter is. Go on, I know all this stuff.
Never mind.
It'd be so great if what a future was like the whole thing that puts this case
Okay,
together.
forget about the Templars for a minute. What do you know about knights?
Like the Crusaders, they came to the East on an insane and pointless mission. They
Thanks, someone who's speaking some sense around
thousands
here.
of lives, including their own, for insensate pride.
Preach
How
it, brother.
anyone can find them romantic confounds me.
Exactly.
I'm looking at you, Firefly Studios.
What do you think of this, eh?
Oh, sir, what a splendid plaything. One day, when I am rich, I am going to build a world-renowned collection of brightly colored balls.
Are you serious?
In deadly earnest.
We should
I am
take
Syrian, sir.
we should take him to Chuck E. Cheese. It will blow his mind.
Collection. The
And he's like, you
Rockefellers
took me
and
on
the
a
Gettys
fucking
can
18-hour
keep their
flight
hordes of so-called
for this?
fine art.
We have Chuck E.
I shall
Cheese's
do
in
this.
Syria.
What good is a Picasso, I ask you, if you cannot bounce it off a wall?
You may have a point.
No, he doesn't.
What can I do with a blood pressure gauge?
Don't tempt me to tell you, sir.
Do you know the name Merlin?
I'm afraid not, old bean.
What do you make of this?
Well, beyond the obvious, very little. That pattern seems very familiar, though.
This plaster was very useful in Ireland.
Really? Your fund of travelers' tales never ceases to enthrall me.
Well, he is
Have you
just
seen this man
patronizing the
before?
hell out
No,
of
sir.
George, isn't he?
I'm glad to
He's a
say.
good salesman.
Old
This guy is
eyes.
starting to be character of the year.
What do you make of this?
A man-sized double-ply tissue stained with Bestheimer's number 12 white pancake grease paint. Apparently.
Look at this. A
George is
listing
gonna ignore
as
that.
Used by Parisian sewer workers.
He doesn't like being one-upped. Haven't you guys noticed that?
Remember this day for posterity. My
So this kid's like a
grandchildren
master
will be
fucking detective,
fascinated.
and you're just gonna be like, look at the stuff I found in a sewer.
Here, shake hands,
He's got an
Nico.
IQ
I'd rather
of
not,
160, and George doesn't want anything to do with him.
Seriously, do you really think this thing's so great?
Take it away, you tempter.
I'll swap it
You
for something off your
Templar.
stand.
Due to seasonal financial considerations, I'm afraid I cannot.
I thought you wanted this thing.
I do, sir. This stand doesn't.
Which in translation meant it's not really my stand, and I'll be in big trouble if I swap anything for something that I want myself.
Alternatively, is there any service that you require?
Oh
Not
God,
at the
kid, it's
moment,
not
but I'll
worth
bear
it.
it in mind.
He's gonna
long,
think
Nico.
about it.
Toodle peep, sir.
He didn't say no. That's the
So-
creepy thing.
All this talk of Hugh Laurie, it's starting to unjar something deep within my memories. What was it that the security guard in the museum said? That was so quizzical to us? Not a sausage?
Not a sausage.
Sausage.
Sausage? Sausage? Sausage time!